Hello! I just watched a video called Nipplegate, I think. So I thought I'd make a video response right now. The video is by Tetsubo. I'm gonna go with 57. And the first thing I thought after I watched it was that actually people not liking nudity isn't anything to do with religion, really. It's certainly not a Christianity thing, because nudity isn't allowed in most of the religions, I'd say, most of the main ones anyway. It's certainly not just a Christian thing, because Muslims in sort of Muslim countries, I wouldn't be allowed to walk around topless there either. But even outside of religion, I think that it is also not socially acceptable, or accepted rather, for a woman to walk around topless. I was thinking, if you walked around topless, start the sentence again. I know that if I walked around topless at my house in Liverpool, I think that my housemates would be offended. I think at the very least Tom would, because he's got a girlfriend, and I imagine she would be quite upset if I started walking around topless. But even outside that area, if I just walked to the park and back topless, then I think the police or something would probably tell me it was indecent exposure. And then I was thinking about that wording, indecent exposure, and at some point we've been told that being topless is indecent. But I've never really thought of, like, if I see myself topless, I've never thought, oh, that's indecent. So at some point along the lines, someone said that's not decent to see. And what I think they've done is they've mixed up decency and dignity. But even then, when I was topless in hospital, I didn't sit there and think, oh, this is indignant or indecent. That was after I was hit by a car. I didn't really care, to be honest, whether I was topless or not. I wanted to know why I was covered in blood. Toplessness didn't really enter into it at all. But yeah, the main point is that somewhere along the line we've been told that's indecent exposure, which implies that it's not decent to be topless. But it's not a religious thing. It's just in general, as a society, we have decided, well, somewhere along the lines, we decided that that's not decent. Sometimes I think it doesn't make sense that men can go topless and women can't, because it's basically the same thing, but on a woman it's bigger most of the time. But that doesn't make much difference. The only difference is, hypothetically, at some point I could produce milk. So on that small situation and size prevents me from going topless and makes me indecent as opposed to men. But I guess that implies that women topless are indecent, and men topless is not indecent at all, which means that women are the indecent ones. That's just ridiculous, but still, that's the wording that's weird, isn't it? Indecent. I don't think I am indecent, but yeah, I am willing to keep my top on to not upset my housemates and people like that, because I know it would upset them, and I'm just a nice person like that. Also, it's quite cold. I don't know if it was always like this, because at some point someone had to invent things like the bra and things, and I imagine that most women have to wear tops at the moment, because basically for support. But before the thought about support and stuff like that. Could they go topless then? Is there a point 200 years ago or something that women were all topless and everyone was fine with it, and then support was invented and it stopped? Or what point did women become indecent and men not? I don't know. Let's stop it there.